So what does it feel like to drink alcohol on the medication Naltrexone if you're using this medication following the Sinclair method for treatment of alcohol use disorder? So when you take Naltrexone before you drink alcohol, what it's doing is it's blocking the reward that your brain experiences when you drink. A lot of people think that this means that drinking just won't be fun anymore, there won't be any pleasure or any reward or any buzz, so what's the point? But even though Naltrexone is blocking the endorphin reward your brain gets when you drink, it can actually still be a really pleasurable experience, and you can certainly still get buzzed and get drunk on the medication. In my personal experience with the medication, I enjoyed drinking more on Naltrexone because it finally gave me a sense of control over my drinking. I started to develop an off switch to where I could trust myself when I said I was going to go out and have a couple of drinks. I would really only have a couple of drinks and not drink until blackout. I've heard this from clients as well, where they just feel like because the medication gives them a sense of control when they drink, they actually enjoy drinking more on the medicine. But the medicine does change the drinking experience because your brain isn't getting flooded with a huge amount of endorphins that it's normally used to getting when you drink. When someone has alcohol use disorder and their brain is getting flooded with those endorphins before they take Naltrexone, what happens is it really leads them to have no off switch, to where the first drink leads to another one, and they just keep thinking, where's my next drink? I need another drink. So it really becomes this experience of chasing that endless buzz with alcohol. But when you drink on Naltrexone, it really starts to dampen that over time. This medication really needs time to work. Some people won't notice any changes in the beginning. But over time, it starts to give people an off switch because your brain isn't getting flooded with all of the endorphins when you drink alcohol after you've taken Naltrexone. It's actually really hard to describe exactly what it feels like because it's really not like anything that a lot of us have experienced before. The way I could put it from my experience is that Naltrexone over time just made alcohol less interesting. Before Naltrexone, I was obsessed with drinking every single day. Once I started, I didn't want to stop drinking. It was really hard for me to have one or two. But as I started on this medication and continued on the treatment protocol, over time, drinking just lost its lure, I guess you could say. It became a little bit less exciting. I might have one or two drinks, but I feel satisfied with that. Kind of like how I might go out for an ice cream cone, maybe get a double scoop, but I don't really want another one, and the thought of having another one might sound a little bit gross. It's important to remember that people can certainly still get buzzed and drunk on the medication Naltrexone, but it just makes it a slightly less rewarding and slightly less enjoyable experience. Because drinking is a little bit less rewarding on this medication, a lot of people will get to a place where they're still drinking, but they're only having one or two, and others like myself will quit drinking just because they lose interest in it. Learn more about this treatment with the link in my bio.